Bo. Regarding the month of Kislev, the following is stated in the Sefer Yetzirah, attributed to our patriarch Abraham. He coronated it with the letter Samech in the attribute of sleep, attached a crown to it and forged them together, and formed within them the bow, Sagittarius, in the worldly realm, Kislev in the realm of time, the year, and the stomach within the microcosmic realm, in the male and female. Rabbi Zadok Hakahin, Preet Tzaddik, Genesis, Rosh Chodesh Kislev, says that the name Kislev denotes confidence and inner strength, as used in the verse Kab, chapter 31, v24, if I have made gold my hope, Kisli, and have said, to the fine gold, you are my confidence. It is interesting to note that in English the word castle, composed of the same phonetics as the Hebrew kessel, means fortress. The word kessel is etymologically likely related to the word kisoi, covering and guarding. According to the Ibn Ezra, Ibid, the word kessel means a walking staff or crutch. According to Rashi, kessel means the hope that comes from planning, as in the verse, for God will be your support, Bekislicha. The advisors of the body are the kidneys, keliot, which are related to the word kala, which means strong desire and longing. Thus, the main spiritual functions of the month of Kislev are the strengthening of faith in God and the affirmation of hope in complete liberation. 65. Above the zodiac. These themes that derive from the word Kislev come to expression in the holiday of Hanukkah, which begins on the 25th of Kislev. On that day the Hashmonaim, placing their trust in the power of God, merited the victory of crushing the imperial influence of the Hellenists. Their strong desire for purity and holiness achieved its goal, culminating in the miraculous, the jar of pure oil that burned for 8 days, although it was only enough for one. The attributes and images of Kislev, confidence, and the fortress are also indicated in the letter of the month, Samech, whose form is a closed circle, symbolizing protection. The word Samech also means support and reestablishment. These attributes are available to us during the month of Kislev. According to the science of astrology, a person born under the sign of Sagittarius has much self-confidence, is optimistic, and is always pressing ahead. His hope for the future arouses within him the inner resolve to overcome the obstacles standing in his way, and carries him until he achieves his goal. These virtues achieved full expression in the campaign of the Hashmonaim against the more numerous and powerful Greco-Syrian Hellenists, for their willingness to give their lives in the hope of success, for their staunch self-determination in the face of the Greek Empire, whose cultural values placed a premium on physical pleasure, and who used astrology mainly to achieve that end. For the believing Jew, the constellations of the heavens are there to teach a person how to achieve spiritual elevation in consonance with the spiritual significance of each of the astrological signs. These signs were explained by our holy sages in the Zohar and Kabbalah. These constellations may be likened to the physical body, which enables the soul inhabiting it to achieve many significant things in its life. The person whose sign is Sagittarius is armed with the energies of the soul that enable him to achieve sublime spiritual heights of mobilized in the ways of the Torah. If a person uses these energies for purely material purposes, his soul powers. 66. Kislev Sagittarius, Bo, will not bring him wholesome happiness and spiritual fulfillment, but rather their opposites. One example of the Sagittarian personality discussed in astrology books is the philosopher Baruch Spinoza. His history may serve to exemplify some of the negative derivations of the Sagittarian personality. His soul potential was great, but he used it in ways not consistent with the inner truth. In Spinoza's life, the Sagittarian expertise expressed itself in the travails of wandering about and in confused interaction with society. This type of misuse of Sagittarian energy affects not only one's spirit self-equilibrium, but also one's harmony. According to the Shem Mismul, Che Sarah, Sagittarius, the bow symbolizes the power of prayer that issues from the depths of the heart and pierces the upper heavens. As a bow issues forth an arrow, the tighter the arrow presses against the bow, and, when being aimed at the heavens, the closer the arrow is to earth, the higher it will travel when it is released. This analogy explains the situation of the Jews of the uprising of the Hashmonaim. The Greco-Syrian Empire oppressed the Jewish nation greatly by its laws designed to forcibly enculturate and subdue the Jewish people. This led to the mobilization of the inner sparks of the souls of the Jewish people and to the formation of the Hashmonean kingdom under the leadership of Mattatyahu. The bow, as a symbol of the power of prayer, is found in the Onkelos' translation of Jacob's words to Joseph, Genesis, chapter 18, v. 22, that I conquered from the hands of the emirate with my sword and bow, which Onkelos translates as prayer. The revelation of the inner resolve of the Jewish nation in the time of the Hashmonaim is also indicated in the word Kislev, etymologically related to the words keselim, loins, keleat, kidneys advice, and kiliaya, intense longing. It points to the intense longing of the Jewish people for holiness and purity, which was evident in the successful revolt. These qualities are available each year, as the yearly cycle reaches the holiday of Hanukkah this month. The word Hanukkah, related to the word chinuch, meaning renewal, proper education. 67. Above the zodiac. Rededication symbolizes these attributes in the issuance from the depths of the heart of the purpose of self-sanctification and renewal. When these energies are used in a non-spiritual way, they are expressed in the desire for adventure and an inclination toward powerful experiences which, if not channeled in spiritual awareness, may cause harm to the Sagittarian. In the practice of Judaism, these spiritual powers come to expression in the rituals of the Hanukkah festival. The nature of this month, as mentioned before, is sleep. This is a negative expression of this month's energy, the natural state of spiritual slumber. This was the situation the Jews found themselves in under the dominion of the Greek Empire, and it was particularly in this state that the inner essence of the Jews was aroused, as in the verse, Song of Songs, chapter 5, v. 2, I am asleep but my heart is awake. This theme, the ability to be roused from spiritual sleep, is indicated in the words of Sefer Yetzirah. He coronated the letter Samech in the attribute of sleep. The power of support in renewal, symbolized in the letter Samech, which roused the inner will and confidence, overcame spiritual slumber and dormancy. The element of Kislev, fire, also expresses the power of rising upward, that is the essence of this month. It is also the central motif of the Hanukkah ritual, the kindling of the festival lights. The spiritual tendencies of rising above the mundane, spiritual alertness, and a natural inclination to the study of philosophy and religion are also among the attributes assigned to the Sagittarian by astrology. They reach their full expression in the fulfillment of the Torah and its ways. Astrology orders the month of Sagittarius in the category of the changing months. This implies that Sagittarius carries with it the possibility of change, as was revealed during Hanukkah, when the spiritual situation of the Jewish people changed from slumber and negative self-image to renewal and revitalization. 68. Kislev Sagittarius, Bow. It is interesting to note that the three other changing months, Sivan, Elul, and Adar, all carry within them symbols of change essential to Jewish practice. The month of Sivan saw the giving of the Torah, which was the most fundamental change within the Jewish nation, transforming them from a nation of slaves to a kingdom of princes, a holy nation. The month of Elul is set aside for repentance, for the mending of one's ways. During this month, the essential purity of the Jewish people was returned to them, after being tainted as a result of the sin of the golden calf. The last of the changing months, Adar, saw the change of decree from annihilation to life and liberation during the days of Esther and Mordecai. In the last days of the Persian exile, the month was changed from a time of mourning to a time of great rejoicing. The bow, the sign of this month, may be seen as a symbol of the victory of the Jewish people against Greco-Syrian domination, as it is written in the verse, Zechariah, chapter 1, v. 13. For I have been Judah for me, I have filled the bow with Ephraim and raised up my sons against thy sons, on Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man. Greece symbolizes the opposing negative power of the bow. The bow of Greece was aimed at the bow of Israel. This bow symbolizes materialistic philosophy, which was the cornerstone of Greek culture as it sought to destroy the faith and torch of Israel. The Greek attempt to desecrate the holiness of Israel aroused the Maccabean revolt, which saw the triumph of the bow of holiness over the bow of impurity. The ancients say that the fall of Greek culture, with its emphasis on intellectual wisdom, brought about the rise of the development of the oral tradition of the Torah, which was catalyzed during that time. The bow of Judah swallowed the wisdom of Greece and sanctified it. This idea is implied in the letters that form the word Zion, which is made up of the letter Tzadi, and the letters Yod, Vav, Nun, which spell the word Yavin, Greece. The Zadok, the holy man, rules over the attribute of Yavin. 69. Above the zodiac. Worldly knowledge. According to astrology, the heavenly body that rules over the constellation of Sagittarius is Jupiter, in Hebrew, Zedek, meaning righteousness. In the days of Hanukkah, the righteousness and purity of the Jewish people were proved for all to see. In the mystical symbolism of Kabbalah, see Kehillat Yaakov. Section on Hetz, the bow comes with 3 arrows, which symbolize either the triplets grace, judgment and harmony, or victory, glory and foundation, or wisdom, understanding, knowledge. These attributes are symbolized in the first 3 letters of the divine name, Yod, He, Vav, which also appear at the end of the name of the Maccabee leader Mattatyahu. By the holiness and power of these letters, Mattatyahu was able to overcome the Greek forces. The 3 letters Yod, He, and Vav correspond to the letters Yod, Vav, Nun, Yavin, or Greece, in that the Nun, 50, is 10 times the He, 5, and the Yod and Vav are the same in both. The 3 evil arrows of Yod, Vav, Nun were defeated by the 3 holy arrows of Yod, He, Vav, delivered by Mattatyahu and his followers. According to the Talmud, Megillah 16b, the word honor refers to the tefillin that a person puts on his head. The connection to the supernal source offered by the tefillin is available to us through the rituals associated with the festival of Purim, whereby one transcends the physical plane and finds true happiness. The relation between the months of Kislev and Adar, expressed by their sharing the same ruling heavenly body, Zedek, Jupiter, with all its ramifications, is also indicated by the meaning of the names of these months, security and strength. Both of these attributes are evident in the events leading to the institution of the festivals of Hanukkah and Purim. The similarity of these months is also evident in their both being associated with Joseph the Righteous. In Aramaic, the language of ancient Babylon, the language in which we have the names of the months, the meaning of the word Adar is the mast of a boat, which uses the wind. 70. Kislev Sagittarius, bow. Ruach means both wind and spirit to travel on the sea. This symbolizes the power of this month, during which one is able to withstand any spirit that interferes with the path of the Torah, see Chodesh Harem, Adar. Perhaps it is from this connection that astrology describes the Piscean as being tolerant and able to withstand difficult circumstances. However, without the guidance of Torah, this character trait may lead a person to misfortune and depression resulting from personal failure. In Aramaic, another implication of the word Adar is hidden miracle. During the month of Adar, indeed, the miracle of Purim was hidden in natural circumstances. However, Nisan, meaning open miracles, Nisim means miracles as a time of revealed miracles, such as occurred during our liberation from Egypt. The Aramaic language is closely related to the Hebrew, the Hebrew meanings of our words are hidden in the Aramaic. Thus, Adar, with its hidden miracle, expresses its meaning in Aramaic. Nisan, with its revealed miracles, expresses its meaning in Hebrew, see Chodesh Harem, Ibid. The combination of letters of the divine name, as it is associated with this month, is He, Yod, Vav. The feminine, symbolized by the 2 Hes, precedes the masculine, symbolized by the Yod and Vav. This is similar to the month of Elul, where the combination of the divine name is He, Vav, Yod. Both indicate the return of Israel, symbolized by the feminine, receptive Hes, to God, symbolized by the masculine, active Yod and Vav. During Adar, this is revealed in the return to God out of love. During Elul, the return to God is due to the appreciation of his awesome transcendence. These combinations precede the combinations for Nisan and Tishrei, where the former corresponds to divine grace and the latter to divine judgment. The impurity of the Greek bow is indicated in the prayer of Hannah, 1 Samuel, chapter 2, v. 4. The bows of the mighty men are broken, and they that stumbled are girded with strength, which the Targum Yonadan ben Uziel, rabbinic translation into Aramaic, renders as referring to the bow of the Greeks, which was conquered by the Hashmonaim, the Maccabees. 71. Above the zodiac. The 3 arrows and their connection with the bow are associated, according to Kabbalah, with the relationship between King David and his friend Jonathan, when Jonathan tells David, 1 Samuel, chapter 20, v. 20, I will shoot 3 arrows on the side, as though I shot them at a target. According to Kabbalah, Jonathan possesses the soul of the Messiah from the house of Joseph. This is indicated in his Hebrew name Yehonatan, containing the letters Yod, He, Vav, which also appear in one of the spellings of the name of Joseph, Yehisef, as in the verse, Psalms, chapter 81, v6. This he ordained in Yehisef for Testi. Moni. Joseph is also associated with the sign of Sagittarius, as it is written, Genesis, chapter 49, v24, his bow dwelt in strength. His 3 arrows, the Yod, He, Vav, were revealed within Jonathan and Mattatyahu. The victories of Joseph over the impurity of Egypt, and of Zion over Greece, both associated with the bow of Sagittarius, are seen as identical to each other, as the numerical value of Joseph is equivalent to that of Zion, 156. The 3 arrows of the bow correspond to the 3 prongs of the letter Shin, TV, which also symbolizes the 3 attributes mentioned previously. According to the Sefer Yetzirah, it was with the letter Shin that the element of fire, Esh, was created. From here we may see the connection between the element of fire and the sign of Sagittarius. Joseph, whose sign is Sagittarius, exemplifies the power of fire, as is written in the verse, Obadiah, chapter 1, v18, and the house of Joseph shall be as a flame. The letter Shin, with its 3 prongs, also symbolizes harmony and righteousness. The divine attribute Yesod, foundation, is the source of energy for the sign of Sagittarius. Sleep, the natural attribute of the month of Kislev, symbolizes, according to Rabbi Zadok Hakahan, the vision and understanding that one may attain through dreams, just as King Solomon attained his great wisdom through a dream. The power of dreams is revealed in Joseph, the master of dreams. The Hebrew word for dream, chalem, has the numerical value of 78, 3 times the value of the divine name, Yod, He, Vav. 72. Kislev Sagittarius, bow. He, which has the value of 26. The 3 times the divine name refers to the 3 attributes Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, victory, glory, and foundation, which are also symbolized by the 3 arrows of the bow. This energy of the bow, as expressed in the dreams of Joseph, which are associated with sleep, the attribute of Kislev expresses the essential nature of this sign. According to the science of astrology, Sagittarians have natural psychic ability, which enables them to anticipate the thoughts of others and to attain mastery over the forces of nature. These abilities were fully expressed in the personality of Joseph. The potential for righteousness is highly developed among Sagittarians. Their opinions are built on the pillars of sincere investigation and understanding, as Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has shown all of this to you, there is none so discreet and wise as you." The bow is also a symbol for the attribute of Yesod, foundation, the 6th attribute of the emotive spheres, see Kehilat Yaakov, entry 4 Keshet. Yesod is Joseph's attribute. It is symbolized in the Vav of the divine name whose numerical value is 6. The form of the Vav calls to mind the arrow, and it is in this form that astrology symbolizes Sagittarius. The Hebrew word for arrow, het, also indicates its association with the attribute of Yesod, for it has the numerical value of the words Yesod Chai living foundation. See Yibid, entry for hets. The letters het and tzadi by themselves also symbolize Yesod. Het stands for Hayim, life, and tzadi means righteousness. The foundation of life is also indicated in the numerical value of the Hebrew word for bows, kesh, kuf 100, shin 300, tav 400 equals 800, 100, 10x10, times 8. 8, as we mentioned earlier, is the symbol for life, and 100 symbolizes the essential unity within diversity. The numerical value of the word Yesod is 80. This indicates a clear connection between Yesod and the bow, 10x 80 equals 800. It symbolizes the process of drawing life energy from the highest source of life energy, 8x 10 equals 80 x 10 equals 800, to the foundation, 80, that gives energy to the more immediate manifestation of life, 8. 73. Above the zodiac. Connection of these processes is symbolized by the arrow, the astrological symbol of Sagittarius. According to astrology, the Sagittarian is full of appreciation and joy in life, as indicated by the essential connection Sagittarius has to life energy. However, this comes about only if one's lifestyle is in accord with the spiritual values of Torah. If one's lifestyle is essentially secular, the Sagittarian energy expresses itself as irritability, and a person may also find himself in dangerous circumstances due to the negative expression of the adventurous tendencies of the Sagittarian. The letters of the word Keshet, bow, according to the numerological formulation of Aleph, Yod, Kuf, 1, 10, 100, Bet Kaf Resh 2, 20, 200, form the word Egd, the knot, which binds separate entities together, symbolizing unity. This indicates the Sagittarian potential to unify masses of people and points to Joseph, who unified Egypt in the face of danger and achieved unity with his brothers, and to the Messiah of the house of Joseph, who gathers together and unifies the Jewish people. The word Joseph is etymologically related to the word asifa, gathering together. Sagittarians enjoy an easygoing nature that is naturally conducive to cordial relations between people. They also have the ability to draw people to their will. These traits were also exemplified in Joseph. The Sagittarian's personable nature is also indicated in the Hebrew word keshet, bow, which is related to the word lakasher, to tie together. The harmony implicit in Sagittarius is related to the word keshet, which also means rainbow, where the natural colors are harmonically displayed. According to Kabbalah, the three main colors of the rainbow, white, red, and yellow-green, symbolize the three attributes grace, judgment, and beauty, or the three attributes victory, glory, and foundation. See Sefet Emet of Menachem Azariah of Fano. Three of the elements are also derived from the keshet and its colors, if we were to use the numerological device Aleph, Yod, Kaf, Bet Kaf Resh, 1, 10, 2, 20, 200, the Kaf would become an Aleph and would symbolize air, avir, which, in the light. 74. Kislev Sagittarius, bow of the sun, contains a yellowish hue. Tiferet, beauty, the shin, according to the Sefer Yetzirah, symbolizes fire, esh, and is associated with the color red, jevir, power, judgment. The tav would be transformed into a mem, since tav has the numerical value of 400 and mem has the value of 40. Mem symbolizes water, mayim, and is given the color white, chist race. The rainbow, keshet, symbolizes the essential ingredients of form. This concept is derived from the letters that come after the word keshet, kaf, resh, and shin, tav. Tav, the last letter, would become an aleph, the first letter, and together they would from the word tor, form. This points to the pleasing disposition of the Sagittarians, as Joseph is described as Yefi Tor Vayaf Mera, a pleasant form and beautiful to look upon. Genesis, chapter 39, v. 6. Astrology also describes the Sagittarian as being a pleasant form and a strong, athletically built body. Aleph, Resh, Tav also symbolizes the lights of Hanukkah, Orit, and thereby the light of the oral tradition, which was stimulated by the Hashmonean victory. The Bnei Yisachar explains that the connection between light, Torah, and the bow is the reason for the custom of shooting arrows on the holiday of Lag B'Omer, the 33rd day of the Orner, during the month of Iyar, the day of the passing of Rabbi Shimon bar Yache. On that day, before his death, Rabbi Shimon revealed many important secrets of Kabbalah. See Zohar, Volume 3, 176. The revelation of the hidden light may be likened to the shining forth of the colors of the rainbow. Rabbi Shimon told his son, Rabbi Eliezer, "My son, do not expect the coming of the Messiah until you see the self-illuminated rainbow." Thus, the coming of the Messiah is likened to the revelation of the hidden light. Hanukkah, according to Kabbalah, is also, with the kindling of the lights, a symbol of the illumination of the hidden light. According to the Bnei Yisachar, Jacob's son Yisachar, whose birth occurred on the holiday of Shavuot, was conceived on Hanukkah. This symbolizes the essential connection between Hanukkah and Torah, as expressed in the verse, and 75. Above the zodiac. The children of Yisachar, the knowers of understanding of the times, and is mirrored in the traditional Hanukkah hymn, Meoz Tzur, children of understanding these 8 days period. The relationship between Shavuot, when the Torah was given, and Hanukkah, when the tradition of the Torah was reawakened, may be understood according to the principle of the Ari, Rabbi Yitzchak Luria, Kabbalist of Safed, 16th century, who says that the 12 months are divided into the 6 summer months, which are called the months of the divine feminine, passive embodiment, and the 6 winter months, the divine masculine, active embodiment. Thus, the third of the summer months, Sivan, which is connected with light, symbolizes both the light of the sun and the light of Torah. The third winter month, Kislev, also has symbolism involving light. The rainbow, which symbolizes the hidden light of the developmental oral tradition. The bow, as a symbol of the holiness of the attribute of Yesod, foundation, is seen in the Keshet, Kaf Sheth. Kaf, in the Talmud, Tractate Shabbat, 104b, is an acronym for Kedusha, holiness, and Sheth in Aramaic means 6, the sixth attribute, Yesod. In the Aleph Yod Kaf, Beth Kaf Resh manipulation of words, the word Keshet, NTVP, is transformed into the divine name Shaddai, IV, meaning God who expresses his infinity within limitation. See Kehilat Yaakov, Shaddai, and also is associated. The Yesod, the masculine generation principle. The masculine gender, Zakar, is also related to the word Zak, pure. The letters after the word Zakar, Zayin, Kaf, Resh, Heth, Lamed, can spell the word Shelach, the sprung arrow, symbolizing Sagittarius. The word Zakar also means remembrance, symbolizing the three essential mitzvot that the Hellenists forbade: circumcision, the Sabbath, and Torah study, which are called spiritual remembrances. The Hashmonaim revive these three mitzvot, which may be likened to the three arrows of the bow. 76. Kislev Sagittarius, bow. The divine name Shaddai, associated earlier with Sagittarius, is also equivalent to the Tzadi. Tzadi Daleth, Yod, if we switch the shin with a Tzadi, both being dentalabial letters, see Sefer Yetzirah. Thus, we may observe the symbol for Yesod, Zadok, the righteous, and also the ruling planet of Sagittarius, Zedek, Jupiter. We may also observe the essential connection the astrologers have pointed out between proper interpersonal behavior, Zedek, and Sagittarius. NTVP, Keshet, which, with the A, 7Y, 7K, B, 7C, 7R equivalents, is also the word, TV, P, Kadosh, holy, symbolizes the summit of holiness revealed by Joseph, who maintained his spiritual integrity even within the decadent Egyptian society. The unholy manifestation of Keshet, the power of lust, impure grace, is symbolized by Ishmael, about whom the Torah says, and he became an archer, Rov Keshet, Genesis, chapter 21, v. 20. Joseph was sold to the Ishmaelites, the impure bow, and brought to Egypt, the decadence of the land. According to the Midrash, Greece is also symbolized by the bow, as seen in the verse when Isaac told Esau, "Take your quiver and your bow." Genesis, chapter 27, v. 3. The bow refers to Greece. Arav, the generic name of the Ishmaelites, also symbolizes Yesod, for it is related to the word Arav, the common association of the multitude, just as Yesod gathers together all the attributes of both the left and right sides of the tree of life. Here we see the contrast between the holy and unholy Sagittarius. The multitude of colors of the rainbow symbolizes the realm of desire, Hakashet. The bow has the same letters as the word Hashuka, the desire longing. The realm of desire has the power to raise one to the heights of spirituality or to lower one to the depths of materiality. The word Erev also means sublime, spiritual, pleasure. If used in a mundane way, it connotes the awakening of domesticity. Awaken, Bet House. According to Rabbeinu Batshea, see his commentary on the Torah, Deuteronomy, chapter 31, v. 16, the Ishmaelite lands are ruled by the sign of Scorpio Akrib, which connotes the negative association Akar Bet, destroying the house, domestic tranquility, and points to the destruction of the world. The 77. Above the zodiac. Great flood that occurred during the month of Cheshvan, sign is Scorpio. The flood was brought about by an overabundance of desire passion that was channeled into sinfulness. During that month the flood both began and ended, and the rainbow was shown to Noah as he descended from the ark on the 17th of the month. Cheshvan, the second of the winter months, corresponds to Iyar, the second of the summer Ryans. On the 18th of Iyar, Lag Biomer, the custom is to shoot bows and arrows in honor of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yache, who was said to have incorporated all of the colors of the rainbow. The negative connotation of Keshet, Kaf Sheth, is derived from the Zohar Teruma, Volume 2, where the letter Kaf is said to symbolize the ape in Hebrew, Kaj, the lower man, and Sheth, the attribute of Yesod, the lower man ruling over the Yesod. Keshet can also be taken as Kashtav, where according to the explication of the letters of Rabbi Akiva, Atayat di Rabbi Akiva, The tav symbolizes desirelust, tava, and kash, the chaff of desire. According to Kabbalah, the month of Kislev is associated with the matriarch Rachel, about whom the Torah says, upon the birth of her son Benjamin, Vatikash belitida, and she was in hard labor. The word Vatikash has the same letters as Keshet. Similarly, the Shem Mishmuel Chei Sarah, Volume 1, Rosh Chodesh Kislev, says that Hannah, mother of the prophet Samuel, symbolizes the bow, as she said to Eli, the high priest, who mistook her for drunk because of the way she was praying, Ki Isha Keshet Ruach Anachi, for I am a woman of troubled spirit. 1 Samuel, chapter 1, v. 16. With her prayer, from the depths of her heart, Hannah pierced the heavens, just as the arrow travels further the more pressure there is on the bow. The heavenly rainbow is a result of the reflection of the light of the sun on the moisture in the air. This symbolizes the process of sublimation of desire. Just as the arrows of the bow pierce the material mundaneness, so, too, the light of Kislev broke the hold of the Syrian Hellenists, and the bow of the righteous emerged victorious. 78. Kislev Sagittarius, bow. According to the Ari, the month of Kislev corresponds to the tribe of Benjamin, who was born to Rachel after a hard and fatal labor. Benjamin the righteous completed the process started by Joseph when he descended to Egypt. In the encampment formation of the Jews wandering in the desert, the tribe of Benjamin was at the rear of Joseph's encampment. Joseph had two tribes named after his two sons, Ephraim, at the head, whose month is Tishri, and Manasseh, whose month is Cheshvan. The idea of the sign of the bow, and the implication of the hopeful, faithful yearning of the soul carried in the name of the month Kislev, etymologically related to the word kalayan, pinning, is revealed during Hanukkah as the Sefet Emet says, responding to the verses in the Psalms, chapter 40, v. 2-3, I waited patiently for God, and he inclined toward me and heard my cry. He brought me out of the desolate tumultuous pit, from the mire of Yavin. The literal translation is from the miry clay. He set my feet on a rock and balanced my steps. The faith of Israel in Gsi and the yearning of their soul for holiness lifted them like an arrow pushing forth from a bow. From the depths of decadent materialism, that was Greco-Syrian culture, the Greek oppression of the inner soul of Israel aroused the essence of the soul, the point of the Zadok, the righteous. The root of the life force of the Zadok pierced, like an arrow, the impurity and spiritual emptiness. This process is contained in the word hetz, arrow, in the letter CNN, go, heth sadi, go, that form it. These letters symbolize life, chayed, and righteous works, tzedakah. When fully spelled out, heth, tav, sadi, daleth, yod, kod, their numerical value is 612, the same as the word berit, the covenant and the power of rising up. The inner arousal out of the depths of iniquity constitute the hidden light that is especially revealed during Hanukkah. Those whose deeds are worthy can perceive it in the lights of Hanukkah. The bow, keshet, and its relation to the attribute of Yesod is revealed in the rearrangement of its letters to form the word. NW Shadak, being silent for the attribute of Yesod expresses. 79. Above the zodiac. Itself in its ability to preserve the inner secret and purity of speech. It is interesting that the Hebrew word for word milor is the same as the word for the covenant of circumcision. This power of silence characterized not only our matriarch Rachel and Joseph and Benjamin, her two sons, but also Queen Esther, a descendant of Rachel. The word shadak can be shet kaf, 6, Yesod, the sixth attribute, and its funda shine in holiness, kedisha. The silence of Rachel and her offspring guarded the existence and continuation of the Jewish nation, which was established in the power of the guarded secret and is charged to be circumspect in the revelation of secrets. See the Maharal's commentary on the Torah, beginning of Exodus. The word Yesod is composed of the yod, symbolizing wisdom, and sod, secret, the secret wisdom. If one succeeds in keeping silent properly, it results in finding favor in people's eyes, as we see in the stories of both Joseph and Esther. This is shown in the word composed of the letters following the word NW, Shadak, using the AYK, BKR transposition, the word, 1mn, Tor, balanced form. Both Joseph and Rachel were found, by the scriptures, to be of well-balanced form. Their faces drew freely from the inner hidden depths of their souls in their full manifestation of the Keshet, rainbow. Astrology describes well-aligned Sagittarians as possessing inner strength and control over their impulses, as free from anger and rage as a still pool whose waters run deep. Only extenuating circumstances bring the Sagittarian to an outbreak of anger, but even then his anger soon quiets down. This is similar to the nature of an arrow. The greater the inner impression it makes on the bow, the greater the force with which it shoots forth. This image of shooting forth was revealed in its holy form during Hanukkah, for during the time of the festival's founding, the secret soul of Israel sprang forth, under the guidance of Mattatyahu and his children, against the spiritual darkness of Greece. The sign of the bow deeply influences the months that follow immediately after Tevet, Shavat, and Adar. This is 80. Kislev Sagittarius, bow. Evident also in the names of the signs and their relation to the word Kishetbo. The Gdigot, Capricorn Tevet, the Dli, pitcher of water, or water carrier, Aquarius Shevet, and Dajim, fishes, Pisces Adar, each have essential attributes that are found in the Keshet, Sagittarius. Each of these are composed of letters that are derived from Keshet in the Ayk, Bk transposition, Kaf, Yod, Tav, Daleth, Mem, Shin, Lamed, Gimel, C, and Wv. Capricorn, D, the goat, the sign of Teve, derives spiritual sustenance from the Keshet of Kislev in order to withstand the powers of evil that are especially strong during that month. According to the Sefet Emet, this influence is indicated in the number of lights kindled during the entire 8-day Hanukkah holiday 36. The 6 correspond to the 6 days of Hanukkah that occur during Kislev. The other 30 illuminate the 30 days of Teve. The energy of Kislev is indicated clearly in that its element is fire, the first element in the 4 that correspond to the months. The fire element, according to astrology, is conducive to the power of rulership. Shavat, whose sign is Aquarius, Dli, water pitcher, is a water sign. The flowing of water symbolizes the oral tradition, the words that Moshe spoke, which became the 5th book, Deuteronomy. According to the Midrash, this book was begun during the month of Shavat, see Pri Tzadik, Shemat, Shavat. The great later development of the oral tradition began with the victory of Hanukkah. The month of Adar, whose sign is Pisces, Dajim, fishes, also a water sign, symbolizes the purely voluntary acceptance, by the Jewish people, of the oral tradition following the miracle of Esther. Our sages say, concerning the verse, Esther, chapter 9, v. 27, the Jews established and accepted, that after the Jews observed the true greatness of their sages, they willingly accepted the oral tradition. According to the Sefer Yetzirah, each month bears its own combination of the divine name, Yod, He, Vav, He, which is derived from the acronym of the first or last letters of a phrase in 81. Above the zodiac. Scripture, from the particular combination and phrase of each month, we may learn its deep inner significance. The combination of the name for Kislev derives from the passage, Genesis, chapter 50, v1, Veshmi Yashev Haaretz Haknani, and the inhabitants of the land of Canaan heard Vav, Yod, He, He. The first 2 letters, Vav and Yod, are the giving, male letters, and the last 2 Hes are the receiving, female letters. From this we derive the nature of the influence of Kislev on the months that follow it. The relationship between giving and receiving is also evident in the name Hanukkah, which is etymologically related to the word chinuch, pedagogy. Astrology also regards the Sagittarian as having a ripe pedagogic ability, as one who cares deeply about his fellow man and does not hold back his gifts. These traits become fully developed in the service of Torah and its ways. On the other hand, these pedagogic abilities, if not directed along the spiritual path, may result in the exercise of destructive impulses. The great influence that Kislev has on the months that follow it is most clearly expressed in the letters of its sign, Keshet, bow, from which the other signs are derived through permutations of the letters. The letters of the word Keshet are all in the class of hundreds: Kuf, 100, Shin, 300, Tav, 400, whereas the letters of the signs of Capricorn, D, or Aquarius, Dli, Gimel, 3, Daleth, 4, Yod, 10, Daleth, 4, Lamed, 30, Yod, 10 are either singular or in tens. According to Kabbalah, hundreds represent the highest created world, the world of creation. Tens represent the next level, the world of formation. Singles represent the lowest world, the world of action, where the light is most contracted. Capricorn, the goat, is a symbol for Esau, as the Zohar, Volume 2, 185, and Nachmanides explain regarding the sacrifice of goats in the temple. Nonetheless, it is still accepted as a sacrifice because of its power to convert evil to good. See Shem Mishuel on Hanukkah. According to the Avnei Nezer, see Ibid, this process of incorporation of evil into good is fouled, as it were, by the fact that the first days of Tevet are still in core. 82. Kislev, Sagittarius, Bo. Paraded within Hanukkah, days of miracles that fulfilled the prophecy, Habakkuk, chapter 3, v. 13. You smote the head of the house of iniquity. The heavenly body that influences Sagittarius is Jupiter, the largest planet of the solar system, which, according to the Sefer Yetzirah, was formed by the letter Gimel after the formation of Saturn by means of the letter Beth. After Jupiter, Mars was formed by the letter Daleth. So, too, the Sun was formed by the letter Chaf, Venus by the Peh, Mercury by the Resh, and the Moon by the letter Tav. The letter Gimel, which formed Jupiter, symbolizes Jidulah, abundant grace, and the granting of favor. This is the essence of the energy of Jupiter, called in Hebrew Zedek, righteousness. In the body, the organ that corresponds to Kislev is the stomach, pointing to the relationship between overeating and sleep, the attribute of the month. Overeating may also result in coldness towards spiritual things. According to astrology, the Sagittarian has a strong desire for food and a tendency to overeat. 83.